Good morning, guys. Welcome to science class, science review. We're going to review measuring air pressure, wind directions, and speed. That's the first topic. And what causes clouds and precipitation? Remember that measuring air pressure can be measured using a tool called a barometer. One type of barometer is made of a whole tube, like the first picture of a whole tube that is closed at one end. Here it is closed and open at the other end. The tube is filled with mercury. Then the tube is turned upside down in a dish of mercury. Notice in the picture that the mercury in the tube has moved down. It not longer filled the tube. Air pressure on the mercury in the dish affects the level of mercury in the tube. When air pressure gets higher, it causes the mercury to rise in the tube. When the air pressure gets lower, some of the mercury in the tube falls back down into the dish. Another type of barometer is a circular dial. Circular dial in a sealed box, en una caja sellada, as shown below, this one. The outside of the box moves slightly as air pressure changes. It is connected to a spring that moves a pointer on a dial. A spring es un resorte. So it is connected to a spring that moves a pointer on a dial. As the air pressure gets lower, the pointer moves to a lower number on the dial. When the air pressure gets higher, the pointer moves to the higher number on the dial. Now, wind direction. How do we measure wind and speed? The speed of the wind. Even though wind is invisible, because yes, it is invisible, you can tell its direction by watching things move. You can see the directions that a flag moves, or the trees bend in the wind. Yeah, trees. When the wind is blowing, you see the trees moving like this. Sometimes are bent in one direction. Están como doblados because the air is pushing them. Okay. You can even get a quick idea of the wind's direction by waiting like this. People before used to do that. Wet the finger. Wow. How? With the saliva, and then raise the finger up, see, holding it up, and feel the breeze of the air. Your finger will feel cooler on the side the wind is blowing. For a more exact measurement of the wind's direction, scientists use a wind vane. This is a wind vane. A wind vane rotates on top of a pole. This is the pole. It has a tail that can be pushed by the wind. The tail of the vane swings away from the wind. An arrow on the opposite end here, on the opposite end to the vane, points into the wind. Some wind vanes have markers or crossbars showing the four main directions: north, south, east, and west. Wind vanes are one of the oldest tools for observing weather. A windsock, this one. A windsock such as the one in the picture shows wind direction. A windsock also gives a good idea of how fast the wind is blowing. If the socks stand straight out, the wind is blowing fast and strong. If it is completely straight, okay, if the windsock, for example, is like this, so it means the wind is blowing straight and strong. But if the wind vane is like this, like falling, so the wind is blowing, yeah, but not so strong because it's not completely straight. These windsocks are very common in airports, and they are huge because air controller needs to see, well, can see the windsocks, so they easily know the directions of the wind. I don't know if a pilot can observe it from the air. Maybe if it is close to the land, maybe if it is close to the airport. Now, if the windsocks barely lift, apenas se levanta in the breeze, the wind force is quite low. Airports often have windsocks. Yes, in airports you can see windsocks. So the pilots can tell the directions and strengths of the winds. See? So it's a very useful tool for pilots. Oh, one more thing. This one, you made a wind vane in class. Remember that we use clay, we use straw, construction paper, glue, and a pin. We also use a pin to build the wind vane. I think I didn't receive all the pictures that I asked for because I wanted a picture in order to evaluate your work. Now, however, exact wind speed is measured using a tool called an anemometer. Anemometers are usually placed high above on roof or atop the mast of a boat. En el mástil de un boat. Sometimes anemometers are connected to wind vanes. An anemometer has 3 or 4 cups. The ones in the picture here has only 3. The cups are often shaped like small, hollow balls that are cut in half. As the wind blows, it pushes the cup and causes this part of the anemometers to spin. The number or turns per minute, it seems to wind speed by gears, similar to the speedometer of an automobile. When the wind blows fast, the anemometers spin very fast. Anemometers are often hooked up electrically to a dial that shows the wind speed. So it needs to be connected to something else. Another machine that gives us a number. Now let's watch this video related with the topic. Now let's talk about types of cloud. So far, in the book, there are 3 types. They are not only 3, there are more. But in the book, we saw 3: cumulus, cirrus, and stratus. Cumulus clouds are low-level clouds with flat bases, like here. If cumulus clouds are white, that means good weather. If cumulus clouds are gray, it means rain. But these clouds, again, are low. Now, the second one, cirrus clouds look like thin, wispy streams and are found very high in the air. Very high, okay? And the last one, stratus. Stratus clouds are very low. They are puffy, gray, and cover most of the sky. I don't know if we can observe the window right now. Now, clouds, remember that clouds forms with tiny drops of water. Tiny drops of water. So clouds are water. And in conclusion, clouds are water. So, and when the cloud is heavy, it's too heavy with that water, precipitations occur. The clouds needs to release the water it has, the excess of water that it has on it. And when that happens, sometimes the clouds vanish, disappear, se deshacen, right? Because all the water falls. But so there are 4 types of forms water has to fall from the clouds, from the sky. That is precipitation. The first one is rain, second one, snow, third one is sleet, agua nieve. It's not just like water, like rain, but and it is not also like snow. It's water but cold. And the last one, hail, are pieces of ice falling from the sky. This one, the last one is granizo. So these four are types of precipitation. Types. Precipitation. Types of precipitation. That's what they are. Rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Kinds of precipitation, exactly. Now, you walk outdoors on a cloudy gray day. Suddenly you feel drops of water on your face. It's raining. This moisture that falls from clouds to the ground is called precipitation. Rain is one kind of precipitation. As you learn, earth carries water vapor. When water vapor rises, it cools and forms tiny water drops. These tiny drops freeze into ice crystal. Then more water vapor freezes onto the ice crystals and they become larger and heavier. Then they begin to fall toward the earth. If the temperature near the earth is above freezing, these tiny ice crystals melt and fall to the earth as raindrops, as in the picture on the left, this one. As time the temperature on the earth is below freezing, then the ice crystals do not melt. They fall to the earth as snow, as in the picture below, this one. Notice the hailstone, this one, granizo, in the picture. Hails form when strong winds carry frozen water drops higher into the clouds, So the temperature, the higher the elevation is, the coldest that temperature is, okay, will be. The coldest that temperature will be. So the water becomes solid, and that's why it falls hailstone, pieces of ice, como granizo. Okay? Another layer of ice is added to the hail, and it begins to fall. Again and again, the hail falls and is pushed back up through the clouds. Each time the hail gets larger when the hail becomes too heavy for the wind to hold up. It will fall to the earth. Now, how can we measure precipitations and humidity? In the previous information, we saw how we can measure wind. How can we measure the speed, okay? The pressure of the wind. Now, you can measure the amount of rain that falls with a rain gauge. This one, rain gauge, is simply an open-topped container that collects rain. You just have to place it outside during a rainstorm, and the amount of water in the container is the amount of water that falls in the city, in your neighborhood, in town. And this one, in the case of this one, has some marks. You can see the marks here in this picture, has some marks. This one is like a graduator cylinder, because it has numbers. It has like a ruler on it. Marks on the size of the rain gauge show how much rain has fallen. Humidity is also a measure of the amount of water vapor, but this is in the air. We cannot see the water in the air, just as rain. However, the amount of water vapor in the air is not always the same. Also, the amount of water vapor that air can hold changes with air temperature. Cool air can hold less water vapor than warm air can. That's why on very cool days, the air feels dry. You may have heard a weather report say that the humidity is 100% and the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. That means the air has all the water vapor that it can hold at 20 degrees Celsius. Humidity can be measured using a hygrometer. A hygrometer uses a hair attached to a pointer. As the air absorbs water vapor from the air, it gets longer. The pointer shows what the humidity is. Okay, so hygrometer measures humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. And rain gauge is this tool that measures precipitation, the amount of water that falls from the sky. Now we have some exercises here. What is precipitation? There are 4 types, which is the second question. But what is precipitation? What is it? It's something that falls from the sky, but what is it? Specifically what it is. Daniel, where do you go? What is it specifically? Precipitation is what? What is it? Precipitation. Yeah, but what is precipitation? What is it? Anemometer. It is? Precipitations is something that falls from the sky. What falls from the sky? Rain. 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 And rain is made of what? What is rain? Water. Water. So precipitations is water. It's water that falls from the sky. But, okay, water. But it has 4 different types. Moisture that falls from clouds to the ground. No, this presentation will be in Schoology. You can study from there. What are some kinds of precipitation? Rain, snow, hail, and there's missing one, sleet. Sleet, que es agua nieve. What are the 3 types of clouds? Jose Enrique, where did you go? Suag, where are you? Daniel? Daniel, you are not in your place too? What are 3 types of clouds, guys? Three types of clouds. Christopher, are you there? Ryan? Cumulus and... Cumulus. Christopher, you are not in your place? Stratus. Cumulus, stratus. Is missing one. Christopher, Jose Enrique. Cola. And, okay. Cirrus. Cumulus clouds, cirrus clouds, and stratus clouds. Those are the 3 types of clouds we saw in class. They are not the only ones. There are more. Now, what is the air pressure? Are you there, Santiago? Because I cannot see you. Air pressure is the amount of air presses or pushes on anything. That's something, this is the real problem, the air pressure when we fly. I think that I have mentioned before that when I am flying, when I am on a plane, when the plane is high, is in the highest point, I feel a very soft headache. So I conclude that the pressure of the air at that elevation makes me feel like that. Okay, makes me feel like that. So is the air pressure. Again, Christopher. Christopher. I miss another student. Daniel. Okay, Daniel came back. Now we have a match. Rain gauge. What is it? Measure the air temperature. No, does not measure temperature. No. Another student, another opinion? What does rain gauge measure? Air pressure. No. Didn't measure air pressure. Another student? Open your mic.
The speed of the wind.
No. But it says rain. How can it measure wind if it says rain?
Measure air temperature.
Precipitation.
Measure
you
air
are not
pressure.
You are not reading. This one says rain, and yours says that this one measure air. How's that possible?
Humidity.
Humidity, no.
The speed of the wind.
No, again, this one is rain. Gosh, how can it measure wind? Wind.
Air.
No, you don't have a match there. No, this one says rain.
Measure the wind's direction.
No. Again, este mide, dice lluvia. ¿Cómo me va a decir viento? Has nothing to do with. Has nothing to do with air, nothing to do with wind. Precipitation, exactly.
Measure humidity. Measure
No.
humidity.
Measure precipitation. The rain gauge is the container. Rain gauge is the container.
Measure the wind direction.
No. We make one. The wind vane mentions direction. You did this one in class. And we blow up, we label the 4 cardinal directions. North,
The
east,
speed of the wind.
anemometer.
Yes.
Speed of the wind. Next one, hygrometer.
Air pressure.
Hygrometer, this one means water. Water, measure what?
The wind direction.
No, wind is aire and hygro means water. Nothing to do, Crystal. No, don't combine air with water. No. You can mix that one. This one, hygro means water. Water. Measure what?
The air temperature. Measure the air temperature.
No, you are again combining. Hygrometer says that means water.
Measure
And this is air. Humidity, exactly. Measure humidity. Humedad, humedad. La humedad es agua. Agua en el aire. Okay? Humidity. Then barometer.
Measure the wind's direction.
Wind's direction. No.
Air pressure.
Question. That one is a topic.
It would be in a Schoology.
Oh,
What
Air
is
pressure.
air pressure? Maybe.
Yes.
Okay, barometer measure air pressure. What about the wind vane? You forgot you did a wind vane. Wind vane measure what?
Measure the
air.
But it's not only air. Remember, Santiago, that we learned how to measure the air speed, the air direction, and the air pressure. 3 different things. Wind speed or air direction, air temperature, see, air pressure, the speed of the wind, and the last one, the thermometer measure temperature, temperature of the air, temperature of the air, okay? Now, label the water cycle. The first step, this one, or this one. First, water evaporates from the ocean, rivers, and lakes. Evaporation. Yes. Evaporation here. Okay, collection is when water falls from the precipitation and then go back to the earth. So the water is collected in one place, in bodies of waters, in rivers, in lakes, in oceans. Then the water evaporates, condenses in the air due to the temperature that is, the temperature we have at this level of the land is not the same is not the same as the temperature in the air. Up over there is cooler than down here on the ground. And the last one is precipitation. Yes, precipitation is the last one. Okay, guys. So this information is going to be in week number 10, material de estudio. For you, okay? So guys, thank you for your attention.